I grew up about 4 miles away from Ferguson in another municipality just east of there called Moline Acres. I lived there until I was 10 years old. I have an aunt and uncle who still live in Ferguson. They've got 2 sons, and I go visit them, a couple times a year. And so, and in addition to that, for the past 2 years, as we've developed programming there at McClure High School in the Ferguson-Florissant School District, I've driven through Ferguson at least once a week during the school year. And so over the past 2 weeks, this tragedy hits me on a very personal level, in addition to the fact that I've got a 2-year-old son who's got to grow up in these conditions and in this community. And so it's over the past 2 weeks I've wondered, and the question has been going through my mind of could this have been me? Have I seen Officer Wilson, as I travel around in that community, and so yeah, this situation, this tragedy hits very close to home, and so over the past 2 weeks, there have been, you've seen, I'm sure you've seen in the media, conflicts with protesters and the police. My first contact on the ground was the Tuesday following the shooting. I went down, and the way that I take from my home to get there to the QT, I had heard that that was kind of the epicenter of what was going on and the center of activity. I have to pass through a strip mall or shopping mall, the Buzz Westfall Center, where there's this Target, there's 2 grocery stores, there's 3 fast food restaurants, and about a dozen other retail stores there on the way on West Florissant, the street that the Quick Trip is on. And I had to pass this, and if you can imagine, a shopping mall, about a third of the parking lot was taped off and filled with police vehicles. There were SWAT teams. I pulled off and just to capture that moment, and there were helicopters flying in and out. This was a real command control center. There were police in fatigues, and this was before the National Guard stepped in. So this was the local municipalities had gathered there, as well as the St. Louis County Police Department. There were SWAT vehicles. There were these tanks. Again, men in fatigues on top of those vehicles with their assault rifles, as if they were preparing for war. And this was, 2 days after the shooting. And so, if you can, that was the kind of gearing up that was there in the community, in a Target parking lot, if you can imagine that.